What's going on, YouTube? It's another episode with Sports Play with Big Zay. And I'm going to go ahead and give you my baseball slate for Wednesday, August 3rd, 2022. Now, we got a nice slip today. I think it's 15 games. We had a good day yesterday. You know, I haven't had a losing day since I've started this channel, so that's good. And as far as a losing day means, I haven't lost more than I've won. So every day I've put this on her, I've always won more than I've lost. You know, let's hope to continue that streak up. You know, we had a really good day yesterday. I only lost a couple out the whole slate. So, you know, I'm going to go ahead and get right into it. I don't want to waste nobody's time. We got the Blue Jays at the Tampa Bay Rays. And we got Kikuchi on the mound. And the Tampa Bay Rays don't have no pitcher on the mound as yet. We don't have no lineup. So, you know, considering that the last time he played the Rays, he gave a 1 earned run, and the Blue Jays won 4-1. You know, I don't really have enough information on the Rays, but that's enough information for me to take the Blue Jays money line. You know, the Rays upsetted me yesterday, only hitting 1 run. I needed them to cash 5-team, $20 won almost $500. You know, but they didn't cash for me. It was an ugly loss, but you know, the Reds and a lot of teams I've been betting been coming through for me. So besides that, it was a really good day yesterday. But this time, I'm going to take the Blue Jays on the money line. I'm going to go ahead and shift towards the Blue Jays after seeing yesterday. You know, the Blue Jays way better, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to OPS and righties and lefties. They got way better hitters than the Tampa Bay Rays. But the Tampa Bay Rays bullpen, you know, can sometimes be a little bit the Blue Jays. But, you know, seeing that Kikuchi's last time against the Tampa Bay, they won 4-1. You know, Kikuchi hasn't been the best pitcher. He's given up a lot of hits, a lot of home runs this season. So that's usually a guy that I do not back. But in this game, I'm going to go ahead and take a shot and take the Blue Jays on the money line. Now, the next game, you got Zach Wheeler against Charlie Morton. The Phillies at the Braves. And, you know, the Braves just won big. You know, I had Braves -1.5. You know, they cashed for me. You know, just in my opinion, Charlie Morton is not as good as he was this year as he was last year. I think Zach Wheeler's way better on the mound. You see Zach Wheeler got 113 innings compared to Charlie Morton's 110 innings. But Charlie Morton almost got 20 more walks, and he got 6 more home runs. And this is the 4th time him going up against his Phillies lineup. And every time he's going up against Phillies lineup, you know, he gave up 4 earned runs, 3 earned runs, 4 earned runs. So, you know, I feel like the Phillies can get to him here. I got Phillies +1.5. I feel like they bounce back. And I'm leaning towards the over in this game. I got Phillies +1.5. I got the Mariners at the Yankees is the next game. You got Luis Castillo versus Garrett Cole. And, you know, Garrett Cole ain't been pitching good lately. You see his last 2 games, he gave up 8 earned runs, 12 innings played with 1 home run. So, you know, but I think he bounces back here against a Mariners team that do not hit righties as well as they do lefties. I've been saying that since the beginning of the series. And Luis Castillo just got traded from the Reds, so he got the pressure on his shoulders to try to win his first game and show the Mariners what he can do against a Yankees lineup that's one of the best lineups in the league. I do not like him right here in the spot. I'm going to take the Yankees. We get a good price at -170 at home. Can't pass that up. I'm going to go ahead and take Yankees on the money line. Next game, we got the Diamondbacks versus the Guardians. We got Tommy Henry against Shane Bieber. And, you know, you see the Guardians had Zach Plesac, you know, the other ace on the mound, and Tristan McKenzie, the other ace on the mound. And both aces gave up 4 earned runs to this Diamondbacks team. So, you know, Tommy Henry being a lefty, knowing that Guardians do not hit lefty, I'm going to take a blind side in the dark. He hasn't pitched at all. I'm going to go ahead and take Diamondbacks +1.5. Diamondbacks been on Guardians behind this whole series. And I think Diamondbacks can get to Shane Bieber early. You know, I'm not sure how good Tommy Henry's going to pitch, but knowing he's a lefty, I don't see the Guardians getting too many runs off of him. I got the Diamondbacks +1.5, and I'm leaning toward the under in this game. We got the next game. We got the Tigers at the Twins. We got Tyler Alexander against Joe Ryan. And comparing these 2 pitchers on the mound, you know, Joe Ryan is a way better pitcher. You know, Tyler Alexander, he's pitched decent for the year, but he just do not strike batters out. He got 37 innings played with only 19 Ks. That's not going to cut it against a Twins team that's clubbing lefties, crushing lefties. The OPS in the last 30 days and lefties been way higher than the righties. So I'm going to go ahead and take Twins -1.5. I think they get to Tyler Alexander early. And, you know, you see today Twins struggle with the Tigers, but Tigers got a right-hand pitcher on the mound right now, you know. So the Twins don't hit righties as well as they do lefties. I'm going to take the Twins -1.5. Next game, we got the Orioles at the Rangers. We got Kyle Bradish at Martin Perez. And Kyle Bradish is not a guy I can back up. He got a 7.01 ERA. He has trouble with the home run. He got trouble with the hits. But Martin Perez, don't let that ERA fool you. There's been times when he's went against teams that hit lefties. Like you see the time against the White Sox, where he gave up 8. I think the Rangers won 10-8. They still covered the run line, but there's been a couple games he's gave up a lot of hits, a lot of earned runs, a couple home runs to these teams that hit lefties. And Orioles have owned the Rangers all series, all season, and the Orioles hit lefties too. So I'm gonna have to go with the over 8 in this game. I feel like Kyle Bradish with a high ERA. The Rangers have been shut out this series, and I feel like they can get the Bradish this game. If they get the Bradish, they're going to put up a lot of runs on them. And same vice versa. If the Orioles get the Martin Perez, I feel like either way, these pitchers are going to have to give up some runs. And these teams ain't got the best bullpen, so I'm gonna go with the over 8. I think that total set way too low. I'm gonna go with the over 8 in that game. And the next game, we got the Red Sox at the Astros. We got Brian Bello against Jose Urquidy. And Jose Urquidy, he's pitched solid for the season, but he isn't the best, And usually there's a couple games where I've backed him, and there's a couple games I've faded him. But this is a game I'm going to have to back him because Brian Bello, he's 0-4, and every team he's done went up against, they have covered a 1.5. He got an 8.82 ERA, and even though he got 0 home runs, he only pitched 4 games. I think that could change going up against the Astros lineup that's clubbering righties, they're clubbering lefties. And, you see these past week or two, Astros offense have not been the same. They've been struggling on the offensive side. I feel like this is the game that Astros get their mojo back. I feel like they get the Brian Bello early and later in the game. I think the Astros crush the Red Sox. So I'm going to take the Astros -1.5. And I might sprinkle some on a -2.5. Just sprinkle a little bit on it just to see how it plays out. But I'm going to take the Astros -1.5 in this game. Next game, we got the Royals at the White Sox. And we got Brady Singer against Lance Lynn. And although Brady Singer has a high 4 ERA and Lance Lynn off that injury, he hasn't pitched really well. I feel like both pitchers come out this game, and I feel like both pitchers can bounce back. And I'm going to take the under 8.5. You see the Brady Singer done pitched 9 innings against the White Sox this season, and he's got 0 earned runs. And, Lance Lynn, he's a guy that's been giving up a lot of hits lately, a lot of runs, and I think he slows it down this game against a Orioles team whose offense has kind of been iffy these past few games. So I'm going to take the under 8.5 in this game. Now, next game, we got the Mets at the Nationals. We got Chris Bassett at Anibal Sanchez. And, you see what happened last night. Even though Jacob deGrom pitched a really good 5 innings for the Mets, the bullpen gave up late runs to the Nationals, and the Nationals won that game. But the thing about it is Chris Bassett on the mound is a way better pitcher than Anibal Sanchez. Anibal Sanchez has pitched 3 games. He got a 7.47 ERA, and he's given up 5 home runs. And, he's done one against this Mets lineup, and I'm pretty sure they lost 5-3 if I'm not mistaken. So I'm going to go ahead and take the Mets -1.5. I think the Mets get the Anibal Sanchez early. I'm going to take the Mets -1.5, and I also lean toward the under in this game. I think Chris Bassett can keep the Nationals offense to a minimum. Even if Anibal Sanchez give up a couple runs, I don't see him giving up any more than 4 runs to the Mets. I can see the Mets winning this game maybe 5-2, maybe 6-3, but I'm going to lean towards the under 8.5, but my best bet, I think, is the Mets -1.5. Now, the next game, we got the Reds at the Marlins. We got Mike Minor against Sandy Alcantara. And, Marlins is -210 favorites, and they're just not a good team at home. They're on a home losing streak. And, you see Sandy Alcantara, he may be top 5 pitcher in the whole MLB. His last 5 home games, he's 2-3. And the only 2 times he's won was against the Angels and against the Nationals. And both them times, the Marlins have only won by 1 run. And the Reds got a way better OPS in the last 30 days against righties than the Nationals and the Angels. So this is a spot where I'm going to continue taking the Reds. I'm going to take the Reds all series. They've been cashing for me. I'm going to take the Reds +1.5. Even if Marlins win, I think they just win by 1 point. The offense have not been backing up Alcantara lately. And, the Marlins just simply don't hit lefties. And Mike Minor got a high ERA, but I think he pitches well against the Marlins. Marlins hit righties way better than lefties, and the Reds righties were striking the Marlins out. So I feel like the Reds lefty would do the same. I don't feel like it's going to be any difference. I got the Reds +1.5. Now, the next game, we got the Brewers at the Pirates. And you see how the Brewers was a big favorite last night, and I still wrote the Pirates +1. +1.5. The Pirates cashed for me as well. Excuse me, y'all. You know I've been smoking that gas lately. But, the Pirates did cover the 1.5, even though they lost 19-2 last time they played against Corbin Burns. Don't ever let that mistake you. You see a team blow out a team just like the Blue Jays. The Blue Jays beat the Nathan Eovaldi 28-5. And last time Nathan Eovaldi went against the Astros, they had to take him out in the first inning. He had 5 home runs in the first inning. And you see when he played the Astros again, the Red Sox actually won that game. And he pitched a really strong inning. So, pitchers can bounce back. Teams can bounce back even when they lose so much. So don't always look at them negative 200-300s and think they're automatically going to win, because that's not the case. But, we got the Brewers versus the Pirates. And, I'm just going to have to go with the Brewers money line. I think they got the better the better pitcher right here. Last time he went against the Pirates, he played 6 innings, 3 hits, 0 earned runs. So, I think they got the better pitcher. We don't got too much information on this game, but and the Brewers did win 3-2. So I'm gonna just take a shot. I'm gonna take Brewers on the money line, and that's gonna be my pick in that game. Now the next game, we got the Cubs at the Cardinals. We got Justin Steele versus Miles Mikolas. And, this game, I got to back Miles Mikolas. Justin Steele, he's 0-1 to this Cardinals team. He got 7 hits, 2 earned runs. 7 hits is a lot to give this Cardinals team, but to only give up 2 earned runs is pretty surprising. He pitched really, really well in that game. And Miles Mikolas, he's 2-0 against this Cubs team. And, both these pitchers, both time only gave up a couple earned runs. So I'm gonna take Cardinals on the money line, but if you scared of that negative 190, take the under 8. I think this is a low-scoring game. Even though Cardinals hit lefties, I think Justin Steele is good enough to keep it close again. And if Cardinals win, I think they win by 1, maybe 2 runs. But I'm going to take Cardinals on the money line, and I'm going to take under 8 runs in that game. Now, the next game, we got the Athletics against the Angels. We got James Caprielli against Shohei Ohtani. And, I'm not going to speak too much about this game. Shohei Ohtani is the way better pitcher on the mound than James Caprielli. I'm going to take the Angels in the first 5 innings. You see Angels' bullpen has not been good recently. There's been times Shohei Ohtani hasn't gave up 0 runs. He's pitched 6-7 innings, gave up 1 earned run, 0 earned runs, and the Angels are right in the game. But you see the bullpen give up a late home run or a late couple, a double or a triple, and the Angels lose, You see, last time he played against the Rangers, he didn't give up a single run, and the bullpen gave up 2, and the Angels lost 2-0. The Angels couldn't get any offense to back them up in that game. And the Athletics is coming in kind of hot, so I think the Athletics is coming in kind of with big heads. They done swept the Astros. They stole a game from the next series when, if I'm not mistaken, they was playing the White Sox. So, the Astros the Athletics been winning a couple games, but I'm gonna take the Angels. I think Ohtani keeps this close. I'm gonna take Angels first 5 innings. I think the offense backs them up here early. Now, as far as the bullpen, I cannot back up the Angels bullpen. I'm gonna take Angels first 5 innings, and that's my pick in that game. Now, the next game, we got the Rockies at the Padres. We got Chad Kuhl versus Blake Snell. And, Blake Snell is 0-3 to this Rockies team. And until he shows me otherwise, I just got to keep backing him. The Rockies hit lefties way better than they do righties. And although Padres is really the better team at home than Rockies is on the way, we done seen Rockies cash big underdog plays this whole season. So I'm going to ride Rockies plus 1.5. Even though they're struggling today, I'm going to go ahead and ride Rockies plus 1.5. Until Blake Snell shows me otherwise, I got to keep fading him. He's 0-3 to this Rockies team. And each time the Rockies have covered the 1.5, even though they've been underdogs. So I'm going to take Rockies plus 1.5 in this one. Now, the next game, we got Dodgers at the Giants. And a lot of people would disagree with me on this one, but with Julio Urias on the mound against Alex Cobb on the mound, I got to take the Giants plus 1.5. The Dodgers been murdering the Giants all season. Last time Giants was at home, they did sweep them boys. But other than that, at the Dodgers and this time at the Giants, it's all been nothing but Dodgers. And, Julio Urias, this is his 4th time going against the Giants. Well, last time he didn't give up a single earned run at all. And the time before that, he only gave up 2 earned runs. And he's 2-3 against his Giants. One time, the one loss, it was 2-0. So, when the thing about, I've looked in the OPS in the last 30 days, and Dodgers have been hitting lefties a little better than they've been hitting righties. And even though Alex Cobb lost the last time on the mound against this Dodgers 7-4, he had 4 earned runs with 0 home runs. And, in my opinion, he pitched a solid outing against the Dodgers team that only give up 4 runs in 6-7 innings with 0 home runs. That's not too bad. You can keep your offense close, I'm going to take the Giants plus 1.5, and I'm going to go over 7.5. You see, both times Julio Urias was on, both times it was under. I'm going to go over 7.5. I think this total is just set too low. You know, if Giants get to Julio, and, you know, I think the Giants can put up some runs here. Same with Alex Cobb. You know, if you're scared to take the Giants plus 1.5, the over 7.5 might be the best bet. You know, that's my two favorite bets in this game, but I'm kind of cross between which one's better, because the over 7.5, the Dodgers might get to Alex Cobb as well. And if the Dodgers put up runs and they don't look back, it could be a rough game for Alex Cobb. So I'm going to take the Giants plus 1.5, and I'm leaning towards the over 7.5 in that game. And that's the whole baseball slate. This has been Sports Picks with Big Zay. You know, hey, you know, tell me y'all slips in the comments. You know, let me know what y'all got today. I'm going to let y'all know if I'm backing y'all or not. You know, discuss with me. You know, go ahead and like it. If you would, I would really appreciate it. Subscribe to my channel. Man, that means the world, you know. And I just ask God to continue to bless everybody, man. This is the beginning of another month. Let's hit the books hard. Vegas ain't going to know what hit them after we done hit their ass. I'm talking about I don't want to see nothing but dollar signs, baby. It's just Big Zay, and I'm out. Peace.